Let's talk about your professional image in the workplace and why it's important. So on this channel, I talk a lot about creating a personal brand or your leadership brand for emerging leaders. Now, part of that is your communication, but another large part and a very important part of creating your leadership brand is your appearance. How you look, how you act, and how you sound as a leader is incredibly important when you are developing your presence in the workplace. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. You're going to learn about 5 reasons why your professional image is important in the workplace. And we're going to cover first impressions, halo effect, why your professional image makes you look credible, how your professional image increases your level of authority, and how your professional image helps you feel confident. But first, if it's the first time you're watching this channel, I'm Cara Ronan. I'm a leadership coach and I help emerging leaders just like you build visibility and influence so you can unlock your leadership potential. I'm also a 2-time best-selling Udemy course creator for my 2 courses, Business Etiquette 101 and the Assertive Communication Skills Masterclass. I will link to them below if you want to check them out. On my website, I also have a free download that I think you'll be interested in. It's a leadership evaluation toolkit, a 35-question self-assessment so you can see where you stand as a leader. So head over to my website, executive-impressions.com. I'll put the link on the screen and in the description below so you can download this free resource. So let's get straight into why your professional image is important in the workplace. And reason number 1 is that it impacts your first impression. Now, first impressions happen fast. I've written a lot of articles, blog posts, I have a podcast episode on first impressions and the psychology of how first impressions are formed. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail in this video, but I will link to those resources below if you do want to learn more about how first impressions are formed and the psychology of first impressions. What you need to know walking away from this video is that first impressions are fast and they happen in about 7 seconds. Now, in those 7 seconds, a number of judgments will be made about you when somebody meets you for the first time. A study by NYU, New York University, back in 2010 found that there are 11 judgments made when people meet you for the first time. When in those 7 seconds, they are forming their first impression about you. There are 11 judgments made. Some of those judgments are your level of wealth, your level of education, your level of trustworthiness, your level of perceived credibility, and your level of success. If you want to know what all 11 judgments are that people make about you during the 7 seconds of their first impression, then head over to episode 19 of my podcast, The Leadership Pod. I will link to it below, but in that episode, I talk about the psychology of how first impressions are formed, and you will find out what the 11 judgments that people make about you are. But the thing I want you to remember is that you have control over your first impression. You have control over the judgments that people will make about you in those 7 seconds. And your appearance plays a huge factor in guiding those judgments. Reason number 2, it ignites the halo effect. So your professional appearance, how you look in the workplace, it ignites the halo effect. Now, have you heard of the halo effect? The first time I learned about the halo effect, it unlocked so many mysteries of how people work and of how first impressions work for me. Basically, the halo effect is a cognitive bias that we develop where we judge the overall personality of somebody based on one noticeable characteristic. Basically, it's when we assume because somebody has one quality, we think they must have a number of other associated qualities as well. So I'll share an example with you. Let's say you are meeting a new financial planner for the very first time, somebody who's going to take care of your finances and your assets. The person you are meeting with walks out of their office. They're dressed in an expensive looking suit. They have impeccable grooming. They have a strong handshake when they shake your hand, and they use confident body language. Now, based on these clues that they're giving you about their appearance, you might assume that that person is also intelligent, competent, and successful. And therefore, you trust them with your finances. What you've done here is you've taken one quality, or one clue, which is their outfit, their appearance. And based on that information you have made a lot of other assumptions about that person. So let's take another example. Let's say you are going to meet your financial planner, but instead of them walking out as they did in the previous example, they walk out with ripped jeans, a stained shirt, and they need a haircut. Now, you might take these qualities and you might assume they are unreliable and they are not professional. What you've done here is you've also taken one quality or one clue that they've given you from their appearance, and you've made a number of judgments about that person, but in a negative way. Now, are these fair assumptions? Maybe, maybe not. Whether they're fair assumptions or not, it doesn't matter. But what does matter is because of the halo effect, people do make these assumptions based on the information you give them. If you present them the right information, they are more likely to make the assumptions that you want. If you present them the wrong information, they're likely to make the assumptions that you don't want them to make about you. What I want you to remember is that you are in control of this. You are in control of your first impression, and you can control the halo effect by giving people the information you want so they can make the assumptions about you that you want. Reason number 3 is it makes you look credible. So credibility ties into the last point about the halo effect. Now, what is credible in one industry is not necessarily a credible appearance in another industry. This does change from industry to industry. So I'm not going to tell you that in order to look credible and have the appearance of being a credible professional, you need to wear a formal suit every day when you go to work. That is not what I'm going to recommend you to do. Because sometimes if you dress too formally and your industry is not a very formal industry to be in, then you can alienate yourself. You can prevent yourself from connecting with other people and from forming strong business relationships with your coworkers, with your boss, or even with your clients. For example, if your job is a videographer or a web designer or a programmer or something like that, people would not expect you to be wearing a formal suit when you go to the office. And if you do, you are likely to alienate yourself from your other colleagues and even your clients because you don't match the expectations of what people have of you. Whereas if you are a financial planner, if you are a doctor, if you are an accountant, if you are a lawyer, people are going to have certain expectations of what they imagine you to look like, of what they imagine your appearance to be. Now, if you meet those expectations, then you will also look credible. If you don't meet those expectations, then that is what starts to damage your level of perceived credibility in the office. And the thing with credibility is that when you look credible, people are more likely to trust you. So think about what you wear to the office. Does your outfit make you look credible? Does it meet the expectations of what your colleagues, clients, co-workers, your boss would expect you to wear? Does it suit your industry? If you want to know how to look credible for your industry and what you should wear depending on what industry you work in, then you need to check out my video course, Business Etiquette 101, Social Skills for Success. We have a whole section on your executive wardrobe. And in that section, I talk about how to dress for your industry, and I go through the different types of industries, casual, formal, creative, all the different types of industries, and recommend you things that you can wear so that you appear to be professional, so you look credible, and so you can create trust with the people you want to create trust with in the workplace. I will link to that below with a discount coupon for you, so definitely check that out if it's something that interests you. Reason number 4, it increases your authority. So in leadership, it's important to be approachable and empathetic, but you also need a certain level of authority. Authority is generally what gets people to trust you as a leader. You may have authority through your job title, but you also need to communicate and convey that authority through your appearance. Robert Cialdini, in his book Influence, I don't know if you've read it, but I have read that book myself. It's a fantastic book on how to create influence and authority in the workplace when you are a professional. But anyway, in that book, he describes how your professional outfit, how your attire is an authority symbol, and how it can trigger a mechanical compliance in people because they assume you have a certain level of authority based on your outfit. Anyway, he goes into a very interesting study in his book. I talk about this in episode 39 of the Leadership Pod, so do check that out in the links below if you want to know more about the study that was done in the book Influence by Robert Cialdini, or simply buy the book and check it out yourself. But what I want you to do for this video is think about what you wear to the office, and does that convey the amount of authority that you want? And how you can tell this is, do people listen to your ideas? Do people give you the respect that you want? Do people ask for your guidance or for your help? These are all indications that you are or aren't conveying the certain level of authority that you need in the office. And if you aren't conveying the level of authority that you want, then maybe you need to think about your professional outfit, make some changes so that you can convey more authority to others around the office and improve your professional image. Reason number 5 is it helps you feel confident. Now, I don't know about you, but when I change my outfit and I put on something more professional, it helps me feel more confident. It helps me feel more focused, and it helps me feel more productive as well, even if it is just changing my shoes. Whereas if I don't put much effort into my outfit at all, then I tend to be really sluggish and really slow around work, and I'm not very productive that day. So for me, my professional attire has a direct link to my level of confidence and also my level of productivity. If I'm going to a networking event, then I want to appear confident and I want to feel confident as well. So I put in an effort into my outfit and make sure that my outfit is going to help me project that confidence that I want. Maybe this is something you already do yourself. Maybe it's not. If you don't, then I definitely recommend you putting more thought and effort into your outfit that you wear to the office, to networking events, to meetings, whatever it is. Put more effort into your outfit and see how that makes you feel. Does it make you feel more confident? Does it help you be more productive at work? And let me know in the comments below if this actually works for you, because you could be uncovering a very helpful confidence building tool. Now, there are my 5 reasons why your professional image is important in the workplace. Let me know in the comments below which tip or which idea did you like the best. Did you like this video? Was it helpful for you? Let me know in the comments, because I would love to start a dialogue with you. If you did like this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and also hit the notification bell, because I do release videos every week for emerging leaders that will definitely be helpful for you. And don't forget to share it with your colleagues or your friends, because it can help them too. Now, next week I will be back with another video. This one will be about your professional image when you work from home. I know that is a situation many of us are in right now, so I hope next week's video will help you out.